From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have seen quite a bit of rain across the area last night and then more showers during the day. We're over 3/10 of an inch in Hillsdale, close to 3/10 in Jackson, close to 4/10 for Lansing. So respectable rainfall totals, and it continues. But to our west, there are snow showers showing up. Colder weather is moving in as we speak, and we'll transition to some snow showers later this evening. Current temperatures were down to 38 in Grand Rapids. At 5 o'clock, we were in the 50s in Lansing, now down to 47, 41 in Coldwater. For the overnight hours, any rain showers or snow showers will come to an end fairly quickly tonight. Temperature wise, that's going to be the big thing. We'll drop into the 20s tomorrow morning, but winds will be howling out there, so wind chills will be in the lower teens to start the day and cold throughout our Thursday. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
With more cases of measles popping up in the U.S., there are things Michiganders can do to prepare. It's our top story at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Sherry is off tonight. Health experts say measles is highly contagious. It's an upper respiratory infection that causes a rash. Currently, there are no cases here in Michigan, so our Rachel Ramsey is here for you tonight with how you can best prepare if it were to make its way here.
Yeah, Siobhan, with Michiganders traveling right now for spring break, people should be aware of how they can protect themselves from measles. I'm told that it's so contagious that if someone with measles leaves a room, the air in that room could still give you measles for up to an hour. Dr. Jennifer Morse with the Mid-Michigan District Health Department says early symptoms are high fever, runny nose, cough, and red eyes. Then you will start to get a rash. So these are things to keep an eye out for. She says 20% of people with measles end up in the hospital, and about 1 out of 1,000 will die. The virus can lead to pneumonia as well. Dr. Morse says getting vaccinated is your best bet in keeping yourself and your loved ones safe.
This is an extremely effective vaccine. 1 dose gives you 90% protection, 2 gives you 97% protection, and it does last a lifetime, again, depending on your own immune system.
The doctor says it takes at least 2 weeks for the vaccine to kick in. She reminds everyone, though, that there are no current cases in Michigan and you have to be exposed to get it. So if you have not been exposed but are having similar symptoms, it's probably a different sickness. If you do think you may have been exposed, let your healthcare provider know you are coming in ahead of time so they can get you in without you exposing anyone else. Siobhan, back to you.
Rachel, good advice tonight. Thank you. Staying with health news, Democrats in Lansing have new plans to tackle bird flu. The virus has been spreading around the U.S., including here in Michigan, for months, with implications for public health and the economy. Bird flu is highly contagious among birds, and when a commercial flock is infected, millions of birds have to be destroyed to contain it. That impacts the price of eggs and poultry. The virus can also infect cows and people, although it is less dangerous for people. State House Democrats are introducing bills they hope will help avoid another pandemic. Zach Priest heard from lawmakers and experts today and joins us now with more.
House Democrats introduced 3 bills today, hoping to prevent a bird flu outbreak among humans, something that they say could be catastrophic.
Highly pathogenic avian influenza virus, H5N1, is actually already affecting humans across the world.
The bills would fund bird flu testing among wild animals, livestock, and humans. Carrie Reinsgans and other House Democrats think this might prevent the next pandemic.
We all have a duty, a responsibility to protect the people and the communities of Michigan and this country, and to support our farmers and our food chains.
Reinsgans says about 50% of bird flu cases in humans worldwide have been fatal. She says only 1 to 2 individuals have died from bird flu in the U.S., but she warns that if the disease becomes transmissible from person to person, things could escalate. Right now, people only get the disease from sick animals, but that could change.
Every single time the virus transmits from a human to or an animal to a human, there is a chance for that mutation to happen. And that's why we're trying so hard to reduce the number of infections among all sorts of animals, including wild animals.
A pandemic could weigh on the healthcare system and the price of goods, especially eggs.
Farmers will certainly struggle to make a profit when entire flocks are killed by this virus, which can mutate, which in turn creates higher prices for consumers in the end.
Some states are already performing universal bird flu testing in hospitals, but today state Democrats called on the federal government to take the sickness more seriously.
The federal government is not taking action to address this at this moment. In fact, they're cutting 25% of the staff at the national lab.
And experts say that if you come in contact with a dead bird, you should assume that it could have the bird flu and handle it with care using gloves, goggles, and a mask. Back to you.
Thank you, Zach. State House Republicans are taking another run at reducing the state income tax rate after losing a legal battle on the issue last year. State law has a provision that automatically reduces the income tax rate if the state has enough surplus revenue the previous year. However, the courts ruled that the decrease is only meant to be temporary, and this year the state income tax rate returned to 4.25%. A new bill introduced by State House Republicans today would lower the income tax rate next year as though they had won that legal battle and change the law to make sure automatic reductions in the future are permanent. On the other side of the aisle, State House Democrats have introduced a bill that would change how businesses calculate the pay for workers who get tips. The minimum wage for those workers is lower to reflect the fact that they get tips from customers. But if those tips don't add up to at least the normal minimum wage, the employer has to cover the difference. Under this bill, that calculation would have to be made after every shift. That means big tips on one day could not be used to offset a lack of tips the next day. So tipped workers will never have to work a shift at less than the actual minimum wage. Next week, Congressman Tom Barrett will hold his first town hall since taking office. It will be a telephone town hall, and it's scheduled for just after 7 o'clock next Monday night. The exact details of the event have not yet been released. Speaker Mike Johnson has advised Republican members of Congress to avoid holding in-person town hall meetings after people began showing up at those meetings to protest federal government layoffs and spending cuts. Police in Lansing Township want your help after two people were hit by an SUV last night. It happened around 10 o'clock near the intersection of West St. Joseph Street and Waverly Road. Those two people were hit by an older dark-colored GMC SUV with visible front end damage. The number for the Lansing Township Police is on your screen. If you know anything about this hit and run or recognize the vehicle, please give them a call. The Eaton County courts are reducing their hours of operation. Right now, courts in that county are open from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That's 8 hours of operation plus an hour for lunch. Starting March 17th, the courts will be open from 8:30 to 4:30, which is 7 hours plus an hour lunch. This is consistent with other township offices.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're going from spring back to winter tonight as temperatures will begin to drop over the next couple of hours and rain showers change to snow showers. We've got more of this on the way. Winds, our current wind gusts are our peak winds today, I should say, 35 miles per hour this morning for Lansing, 30 in Jackson, so it was very windy, but winds will increase later this evening. They're already starting to get a little gusty off to our southwest between 20 and 30 from Jackson towards Coldwater and Kalamazoo, and those wind gusts will begin to spread back into mid-Michigan this evening. That's probably our bigger weather story because with temperatures in the mid-20s tomorrow morning and winds gusting between 30 and 40 miles per hour, you can guess it's going to feel quite cold to start the day. It'll stay that way through around noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then the winds will start to die down as that low pressure system pushes away from the region. So by tomorrow evening, things will start to improve. We've got snowfall to our west, rain to the east. We're still rain showers for the next few hours before things change over to snow showers, but it has just been quite the snowstorm in the western UP today. From the Hancock and Houghton area, still low visibility with some heavy snow coming down a foot or more from many locations there while we were dealing with spring-like temperatures here. Precision cast cold front to our east at 6 o'clock. Temperatures are falling. Just a couple snow showers out there this evening. That should be about it as far as wintry weather. Tomorrow morning, clouds and wind around, but then we'll get rid of some of the clouds and we'll get rid of some of the wind tomorrow afternoon. Still going to be cold, highs in the mid-30s, but it'll at least feel a little bit better by the afternoon as compared to how we start the day. Moving into Friday, we've been watching this weak system, which all indications are it's going to remain primarily to our south, but a couple snow showers may get get very close to or sneak just north of the state line. So we'll mention the chance for a few afternoon snow showers or maybe a raindrop Friday. But either way, it shouldn't amount to really much for us unless you're traveling to the south. Minor inconveniences across Indiana, Illinois, and into Ohio. Skyview Network cloud covers. The cold front is moving through. Temperatures now down to 48 after a high of 55. Close to 4/10 of an inch of rainfall. In Grand Ledge, few drops on the lens, but the rain showers have been moving out. Temperatures at 46 after a high today, all the way up to 54 degrees. Very nice out there. Jackson, Kim, temperature now down to 44 degrees after a high of 54. Wind gusts so far today at 30 miles per hour. Finally, in Hillsdale, the temperature now down to 41 degrees after a high of 51, and our wind gusts so far today close to 40. Other numbers around mid-Michigan, everyone in the 40s or 50 in Owasso, that's the lone holdout. But the colder air is sweeping in tonight, and we'll dip easily back into the mid-20s by tomorrow morning. Evening rain shower or snow shower should come to an end fairly quickly tonight. Tomorrow's forecast, some sunshine in the afternoon, but it's going to be cold. Highs only in the mid-30s tomorrow. The 6-day forecast, we stay in the 30s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or I should say Friday and Saturday. Sunday, we're in the 40s. 60s return by Tuesday and with some sunshine. The cool down next week, not all that cold, 40s for highs, and primarily just rain showers, not much in the way of snow in this 6+6 day.
Is it time to bust out the barbecue yet, David?
Well, I did never put my barbecue away, so sure.
I don't grill much over the winter, do you though?
Oh no, I mean, if it's not too bad outside, but I've definitely grilled out in the snow for sure.
Maybe the patio furniture soon.
Oh, won't be long.
All right, thank you, David.